take a deep breath. Slowly. What you're about to hear is not random. This message didn't appear in your life by coincidence. If you're listening to this right now, it's because something inside you is already awake, even if you haven't named it yet. There is someone connected to you, from your past, from a chapter that never truly closed. They convinced themselves they were over you, and for a long time, they believed it, until one moment, one unexpected moment, when seeing you again triggered everything they carefully avoided feeling. 1. The story they told themselves. Moving on doesn't always look like healing. Sometimes it looks like control. They told themselves they were fine. They repeated it enough times that it almost felt real. I've moved on. It doesn't affect me anymore. That part of my life is over. They adjusted their routines, changed their environment, surrounded themselves with distractions, and slowly silence began to feel like proof. Proof that they were strong. Proof that they were unaffected. Proof that they had won against the past. But silence doesn't erase emotion. It only delays it. 2. Why avoidance felt like strength. Here's what most people don't admit. Avoidance can feel powerful. Not reaching out feels like discipline. Not talking about it feels like maturity. Not reacting feels like growth. They wore that version of themselves confidently. The one who didn't look back. The one who handled it. But underneath that control was something fragile. Unfinished emotion doesn't disappear. It waits. And waiting doesn't mean dying. It means gathering pressure. 3. The quiet agreement they made with themselves. At some point, they made an internal deal. As long as they didn't see you, as long as they didn't hear your voice, as long as you stayed distant, they could keep believing the story. Distance became their shield. Time became their excuse. And slowly, the mind adjusted. Memories softened. Edges blurred. Feelings went quiet. Not gone, just quiet. 4. The moment that broke the illusion. It wasn't dramatic. No grand confrontation. No emotional explosion. Just one moment. Maybe they saw you unexpectedly. Maybe your name came up casually. Maybe it was a photo, a memory, a reminder. But their body reacted before their logic did. Pause in their breath. A tightening in their chest. A feeling they didn't invite and couldn't stop. And in that instant, the truth surfaced. They weren't over you. They were distracted. 5. Why that reaction scared them. Because neutrality didn't happen. If they had truly moved on, there would have been nothing. No spike. No emotional response. But what they felt was immediate. Uncomfortable. Exposing. A reaction that didn't match the story they had been telling themselves for so long. And that contradiction shook them. Because it meant something important. The past wasn't resolved. It was avoided. 6. The mind starts asking dangerous questions. After that moment, things didn't settle. They tried to brush it off. It was just nostalgia. It caught me off guard. It'll fade. But once the mind recognizes a lie, can't return to believing it. Late at night, questions began surfacing. Why did that affect me so deeply? Why do I still feel this? Why does no one else create this reaction? And the answers didn't come gently. 7. The comparison they didn't intend to make. Without meaning to, they started comparing. New conversations, new connections, new people, and something felt off. The energy was different. The depth was missing. The comfort wasn't the same. They didn't want to admit it. But comparison isn't intentional. It's automatic when something meaningful was never processed. And slowly, regret entered the picture. Not loud regret. Not emotional regret. Quiet regret. The kind that sits in the background and refuses to leave. 8. Ego versus honesty. This is where the internal conflict began. One side said, "Don't reopen this. Stay composed. Protect your pride." The other side whispered, "You never faced this. You never said what mattered. You never truly let go." And the pressure started building. Because ego can silence the mouth, but it can't silence the mind. 9. The truth forming beneath the surface. Here's the realization they're slowly approaching. They didn't move on because they healed. They moved on because they didn't want to feel the discomfort of honesty. And now that honesty is returning, uninvited, truth doesn't knock softly forever. Eventually, it demands to be acknowledged. 10. Why this matters now. This story isn't only about them. It's about you too. Because while they were convincing themselves they were over you, you were changing, growing, becoming more grounded, more aware. And when they saw you again, they didn't just see the past. They saw contrast. And contrast reveals loss more clearly than memory ever could.